Hey everybody, next up we have the 1940 movie Kitty Foyle, starring Ginger Rogers, Dennis Morgan, and James Craig. Now here, the story is told almost entirely in flashback as Kitty Foyle, as played by Ginger Rogers, remembers how, as a little girl, she used to admire the wealthy and elite, particularly when they celebrated a big party. But once the depression hit, she had to go to work and ended up finding work on a magazine with Win Strafford, Dennis Morgan, one of the Philadelphia elite. She fell hard for him, but when the magazine folded and he gave up, she decided to leave for New York, especially after losing her father. While there, she meets Dr. Mark Eisen, James Craig, who asks her out. At first, she doesn't like him, but she starts to warm up to him. However, before things get too far, Win shows up again, and they get married. Now, when they get back to Philadelphia to tell Win's family, Kitty finds out they plan to send her to finishing school and make her more like them, which she don't like, and she decides to leave and ends up divorcing Win. Now, at the time this movie was made, Ginger Rogers has been easing her way into dramas after ending her dance partnership with Fred Astaire. Kitty Foyle would prove to be a big success for her as she secured her only Oscar win as Best Actress, and which was also her only nomination. Now, personally, I think her Oscar win was well earned. I will admit, watching this movie in preparation for this review was the first time I've watched the movie in nearly a decade or so, but I was very strongly reminded of how much I did enjoy this movie, and still do. Now, of course, as a fan of Fred and Ginger, I enjoy the quick reference to the song Night and Day from The Gay Divorcee. Now, for me, the chemistry between Ginger Rogers and Dennis Morgan works quite well, and apparently it did for audiences back then too, as the studios tried to pair the two of them together again, but it took about 10 years and another studio to pair them up for the far less successful Perfect Strangers. Now, while we'll admit that the fact that the movie was made while the code was being forced to censor movies does make the ending almost predictable from early on in the movie, well, at least it does if you know much about the code, I still don't think the movie is worth watching to see Ginger's performance. It's definitely very easy for me to recommend this movie. Now, this movie is available on DVD from Warner Archive Collection and is 1 hour and 48 minutes in length. Well, that's all I have to say on this one, everybody. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll keep coming back for more.